Good Wednesday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to today's top news stories, let's take a quick look outside our very warm weather window today. And what a beautiful spring day it was all across north central Washington. This looks like a scene out of like Sound of Music or something, doesn't it? The green out there because of spring, a little snow on the mountaintops. As we look down at the upper valley from our Kashmir Sky-Fi Tower camera, and a beautiful shot, but some high and mid-level clouds out there today. I'll tell you what, if we wouldn't have seen the cloud cover out there, we may be talking record-setting temperatures today. We did get warm, and we'll talk more about that and a peek at your weekend weather coming up too a little bit later on. But if you haven't planted that garden yet, here's the average last freeze date for some of our locations in our viewing area. Here in Wenatchee, we have passed that, April 8th. Also, Moses Lake and Ephrata, you're right in there. Ephrata, April 26th, so a few days ago. Still a few days away for you folks in Omak for your last freeze. So in Wenatchee, plant those gardens. I did mine last weekend, and I'm hoping it's going to be fine. So be a good weekend to do it. But we'll talk more weather coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. Beginning Monday, Costco will become the first grocery store in north central Washington to require all its employees and customers to wear masks or a face covering. Volunteers are making protective masks happen for riders of Link Transit. And it's possible that volunteers in the Upper Valley have made enough protective cloth masks for everyone in the small town of Plain. But first, we begin tonight. Governor Jay Inslee said this afternoon he will not be lifting his stay home, stay healthy order when it expires on May 4th. But he didn't set a date how much longer it will remain in effect either. The governor said more details on a phased-in approach for reopening the state will be announced on Friday. He did indicate hospitals will be allowed to resume elective surgeries. Hospitals throughout the state, including Central Washington Hospital in Wenatchee, have suffered big financial losses during the COVID-19 pandemic. Earlier this week, he said state parks and lands will reopen on Tuesday, and last week he announced some residential construction work could resume. Still to be determined is when businesses considered non-essential could reopen. Those include restaurants, hairstylists, and many more. Well, beginning Monday, Costco will become the first grocery store in north central Washington to require all its employees and customers to wear masks or a face covering. The new rule doesn't apply to children under age 2 or people who can't wear a mask because of a medical condition. Costco has made several changes in response to the COVID-19 outbreak, including special hours for seniors to shop and limits on the number of people who can enter one membership card. Kroger, owner of Fred Meyer, is requiring masks be worn by all its employees but not customers yet, while Safeway and Albertsons have not yet instituted rules regarding masks. Well, volunteers are making protective masks happen for riders of Link Transit. The Wenatchee Valley Public Bus System plans to distribute handmade cloth masks to drivers and commuters starting at 5:40 a.m. on Friday at Columbia Station in downtown Wenatchee. Teams of seamstresses from Wenatchee and Waterville volunteered to produce 1,000 masks for Link to help keep riders and operators healthy during this pandemic. The volunteers donated both the labor and most of those materials. Well, it's possible that volunteers in the Upper Valley have made enough protective cloth masks for everyone in the small town of Plain. Lake Wenatchee Fire and Rescue, the fire district that serves the Plain and Beaver Valley area, says locals have turned out to date 239 masks for free giveaway at business pickup points. Residents can pick up their free mask in a variety of patterns at shopping landmarks, including Plain Hardware and the Just Plain Grocery. Well, coming up next, Chelan County continues to try to protect South Lakeshore Road along Lake Chelan from severe mudslides. With 90% of their potatoes sold to restaurants, the COVID-19 shutdowns have hit eastern Washington potato growers especially hard. And after a 30-year career in law enforcement, Grant County Sheriff's Deputy Wade Hillard signed off Monday, and his final call was a special one. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
You want to help others. You need a solid career. You can have both with help from Charter College. Our 10-month medical assistant program prepares you to work in healthcare settings like physician offices, rehab centers, and clinics. You'll learn to take vitals, assist with exams, administer injections, and maintain records. When you're ready to launch a rewarding healthcare career, stop by our campus at 595 Grant Road across from Safeway or visit chartercollege.edu.
I'm Tom from Alpine Air Heating and Cooling. At Alpine Air, we think of ourselves as customer service-oriented retailers. When you make an appointment, please visit our store, meet our people, see our shop. We are serious about heating and air conditioning. Carrier and Alpine Air are offering huge factory rebates and financing options for all your needs. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. Call for your free replacement estimate. Heat and air, call Alpine Air, 662-6846.
Aging and Adult Care offers many in-home care options and services for seniors and family caregivers. But did you know they also offer free in-home delivered meals? Aging and Adult Care has expanded its program for home-delivered meals to help elderly and vulnerable adults at this challenging time. If you are in need of prepared meals or know someone who could benefit, call Aging and Adult Care for more information about free home-delivered meals. Call 509-886-0700.
Welcome back. In another news, Chelan County continues to try to protect South Lakeshore Road along Lake Chelan from severe mudslides. Commissioners on Monday approved $230,000 more toward a nearly $3 million project to keep the road from being inundated with seasonal mud and debris from Slide Ridge. South Lakeshore Road was forced to close twice last year when rainfall caused major slides that cut off access, and digging out has become an expensive yearly project for the county. A combination of berms and bridge work will channel debris under the road and into the lake once the overall project is complete. Well, with 90% of the potatoes sold to restaurants, the COVID-19 shutdowns have hit Eastern Washington potato growers especially hard. But those same growers were out this morning in Ritzville, giving away almost 20 tons of their potatoes to people in need. The giveaway, funded entirely by the growers, involves a small portion of about 1 billion pounds of potatoes in cold storage that no longer have a home. Washington Representative Mary Dye of Pomeroy says Washington potato growers are looking at about $73 billion in losses because of the pandemic. Well, after a 30-year career in law enforcement, Grant County Sheriff's Deputy Wade Hillard signed off on Monday. His final call was special as it was delivered by his daughter, 911 dispatcher Amy Hillard.
Show me out of service for the final time.
GT 15, Deputy Hilliard. Thank you for your 30 years of service to the citizens of Grant County. Deputy Hilliard started his career as a volunteer with the Spokane Police Department Co-op program while attending Spokane Community College, where he earned his degree in criminal justice. He was hired by the Everett Police Department in 1990, where he served 6 years as a patrol officer. In 1996, he transferred to the Grant County Sheriff's Office, where he was served the last 24 years. The majority of his career was dedicated to the Marine Patrol Unit, where he was recognized both nationally and by the state of Washington for his service. He was an instructor and mentor in law enforcement boating and boating safety to many agencies around the state. He obtained his captain's license in 2016 from the U.S. Coast Guard. Deputy Hilliard also served as a patrol deputy, public works deputy, motor traffic deputy, school resource officer, and firearms instructor. You've been a mentor and great friend to many during your career. We appreciate all your hard work and dedication. We thank you and wish you well in your future endeavors. And Dad, our family is happy to welcome you home for good. All units on law dispatch, GT 15 out of service for the final time. I love you, Daddy. 1547.
Been a great career and a great family.
Very cool. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
It's estimated that 1/3 of Americans do not have a financial plan. At D.A. Davidson, their advisors are working to change that because they understand the importance of planning for the future. At D.A. Davidson, they believe in partnering together to build a strategy tailored to your needs. They spend the time and have the knowledge to help keep your financial future on track. Let D.A. Davidson Financial Advisors of Wenatchee put the strength of advice to work for you.
Owner Andrew Vickery brings years of experience to help you transition your backyard into a place where memories are made, family time is looked forward to, and friends are always welcome. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa offers many different styles and sizes of artesian spas, both new and used, as well as residential and commercial pool and spa services, regular maintenance and repairs, and all the chemicals required to keep your pool and spa crystal clear. Stop on by Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa today.
The Sangster Motors showroom in Wenatchee continues to be closed temporarily, but did you know that if you're involved in an accident, it's still possible to buy a new vehicle? If you find yourself in that situation, reach out to Sangster Motors and they'll have someone available to help. The service department at Sangster Motors remains open in the event you need a repair. By using the latest guidelines, they can keep you and their staff safe. Pickup and drop off is easy. Call 662-6134.
We appreciate all your business. We appreciate all your support. Everybody stay healthy and God bless you.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Well, when kids get back into their classrooms after this pandemic, a lot of things are going to be very different. In the Wenatchee School District, that could include new start times for classes. In tonight's feature story, Superintendent Paul Gordon says rerouting the district's transport system would mean students will spend fewer hours riding a bus, but the school day itself will have to adapt.
It came to my attention that we had a number of students who were riding the bus for in excess of 2 hours. That's just not right. That's not okay for any of our students to be on a bus to or from school for that long a period of time. The new idea is that kids at the most would be on a bus for an hour. Hopefully, the average would be somewhere in that 45-minute range for the top end. We wouldn't be mixing our elementary students with our secondary students, so we would have a two-tiered approach that would allow for our elementaries to be dropped off at their schools at 7:25. The start time would be 7:45, and then the end of the school day would be 2:30. At our middle schools, the drop-off would be at 8:15. The start of the school day would be 8:45, and then the end of the school day would be 3:30. For Wenatchee High School, the drop-off time would be at 8:25. The start of the school day would be at 8:40, and the end of the school day would be at 3:25. For Westside, it would be a pickup at 8:25. Start of school would be 8:35, and the end of the school day would be at 3:20. This allows us to do the pieces that we need to do. It allows us to have the separation of the elementary and the secondary. It allows us to reduce the amount of time students are on a bus. It also allows us to ensure that some of our students with some medical needs have the transportation they need, and they're not on a route for a significant period of time. The other piece that we thought deeply about was the research surrounding high school students and when was the best time for them to be starting their school day. And the research is clear. Starting the school day at 7:30 is not what's best for students. What's best for students, the research has borne out, is somewhere in that 8:30 to 9 o'clock time period. And that's what we're going to lean into, is looking at that research and having our students start their school day in that 8:30, 8:45 time period. I'm excited about this change. I'm excited about it for our students specifically. But we're going to open this up for some public comment, and I want to hear from our community. I want to hear from our students. I want to hear from our parents. I want to hear from our staff. Again, this is the direction we're heading, but maybe we missed something, and we would want to hear from you.
Time now for a check of your North Central Washington weather forecast. And before we get to those details, outside we go. Here's our Sound of Music shot today. Our Cashmere Sky-Fi Tower camera looking down at the beautiful Upper Valley. And beautiful green for spring, and we are seeing that all over the place. In fact, a lot of the blossoms have gone away now. Apple Blossom, of course, festival should be happening right now, and it's just beautiful weather out there. Temperatures were well above normal today, unofficially here in the Wenatchee area. We reached 73 degrees. You might even click that up a little bit officially as we get together tomorrow. And as you can see, that's well above where we should be for this time of year. 66 is our normal high temperature. We started off at 50 this morning, and that's above 44 where we should be normally. Our record high was back in 1998 at 84 degrees, record low 33, and that was set back in 1982. Sunrise this morning was at 5:46. Sun will set tonight for us at 8:11. And as we take a peek at our Thursday weather forecast, yeah, we're getting into the end of the week already. Things will change tomorrow. In fact, about a 10-degree temperature dip tomorrow. 69 for Moses Lake, upper 60s in Quincy and Ephrata. We'll see about 66 degrees in Wenatchee tomorrow, mid-60s all the way up the Highway 97 corridor, but a nice warm day for you folks up in Omak. Your high tomorrow at 68 degrees. Tonight here in the Wenatchee area, we can expect mostly cloudy skies as this storm system that's bringing a little bit of the cloudiness that we saw today will continue to keep some clouds our way. Here's the frontal boundary, so some rain showers in the Cascades overnight tonight, and we will stay on the mild side overnight with lows in the lower 50s. Expect some wind as we get into Thursday, 10 to 20 miles an hour right smack dab here in central Washington. It will be cooler too as our ridge gets flattened down a little bit, and that'll allow more of a westerly flow into Washington. We'll keep things cooler for Thursday, but then right back to around 70 for Friday. A beautiful end to our work week with mostly sunny skies, a light breeze in Washington state, and it will be warmer. Temperatures primarily in Washington, upper 60s to lower 70s on Friday. Then as we kick off our upcoming weekend, yeah, unfortunately it's going to be a wet one. Mostly cloudy skies, a 50% chance for mainly afternoon showers from that area of low pressure. It will remain mild, so mild and wet for Saturday. A few morning showers too as we get into our Sunday with the 40% chance for mainly morning showers. It will be a little bit cooler. Riding down the backside of this ridge right here, Spokane might not even get out of the 50s on Sunday, but we will see temperatures in the mid-60s here in north central Washington. And then Monday, a ridge begins to build once again. We'll see partly cloudy skies, seasonal temperatures, which means, as we just showed you, 66 is normal, so mid to upper 60s. And then the same goes to the end of our forecast on Tuesday. High pressure right here will continue to bring us clear skies and temperatures where they should be for this time of year, right in the middle to upper 60s. Now let's take a look at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating and Cooling 7-day forecast. Tonight 51 degrees, so another very mild one overnight. 66 and breezy for Thursday, 70 on Friday with mostly sunny skies, and then kind of a rainy Saturday and Sunday. We'll cool down to the mid-60s on Sunday and then stay there on both Monday and Tuesday under partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies early next week. High temperatures then in the upper 60s. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
Coming home should never be a chore. Let Merry Maids of Wenatchee customize all your cleaning needs. Weekly, bi-weekly, special occasion. Do you have a vacation home that needs cleaning? We clean them too. Locally owned and operated, let Merry Maids do the cleaning while you focus on your family and friends. Merry Maids has special offers to fit your budget. Request your free cleaning estimate today. 509-663-1710.
AC Checker has new owners who put customer service first. When you have to get there on time, call fast, friendly, reliable AC Checker, 663-TAXI. AC Checker has the industry's only on-time or it's free guarantee. Conditions apply. Call AC Checker, 663-TAXI to schedule your cab or schedule online at acchecker.com. Call American Classic Taxi, 663-TAXI. That's 663-8294.
This is Caitlin Hedersheet, the producer of the NCWLIFE magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCWLIFE magazine right here on the NCWLIFE channel.
And now,
USA Sports Update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Wednesday to you. Staying home and staying healthy. Eric Granstrom on the NCWLIFE channel. Wenatchee native Trey Adams is thrilled to be having a chance to play in the NFL. The 6'8", 327-pound offensive tackle signed an undrafted free agent contract with the Buffalo Bills over the weekend. The AFC East team finished last year at 10-6. They made it to the playoffs, lost a wild card game to Houston in overtime, 22-19. Trey joined me on a Zoom video conference here earlier this week, and he was at his dad's home on Wenatchee Heights. Adam says he's excited to get out and explore rural New York. Heck, like the rest of us, he's just excited to get out of the house.
I just want to put the pads on. I can't even, suit up or see any of my buddies or, do anything. So it's kind of been weird for me. It's been weird for everybody. So it's been good, though.
So the draft ends at some point, Saturday night? You get a call from Buffalo. What happened?
Yeah, right after the draft, got a call from a couple teams. But ultimately, me and my family and my agent, my girlfriend all decided, I think Buffalo's a good fit. We got some guys coming back and also just a good culture there. I've heard a lot of good things. My agent knows a lot of people there, and just excited. I mean, they're an up-and-coming team, and, Buffalo, I've heard cool things. Rural at New York is apparently pretty cool. I think that's kind of like a Spokane area, it sounds like. So that's all exciting, but what the real exciting thing is just, the opportunity.
Trey says no matter what happens, he wants everyone in the Wenatchee Valley to know how much their support means to him.
And I know I wouldn't be here without my family or any of the coaches at Wenatchee, all my friends. I wouldn't be here without you. Everyone has been behind me and pushed me, and it's just exciting, and I'm grateful for it. I'm happy. It's just going to be a good experience, and it's going to be awesome. I hope everyone's a Buffalo Bill fan now.
Well, I know we got Grant Olson in our building that is a huge Buffalo fan. He's been a Buffalo fan forever. So
awesome.
I know he's going to be rooting for you. That's for sure.
Cool. That's awesome. Tell him I say hi.
With the stay home, stay healthy order, Trey says he's doing what he can to stay in shape.
Personally, I'm feeling great. I've been doing yoga every morning, trying to stay limber, and I think I see your shoulders are a little tight. You might try some yoga here soon.
Yeah, my wife's been trying to get me to do that, and my daughter too. So somebody's sending me a message here. So yoga, for the big guy. I like that. Okay.
Oh yeah, dude, yoga. My mom's got a little yoga studio we set up. We get up at 7 a.m. The thing is, you get in the hot tub first. You get the body warm, maybe a little cup of coffee, and then you do yoga for hour 15. And then the whole day you just feel relaxed and ready to go. You feel good, man.
So aside from the yoga, your mom's studio, how else are you able to work out?
Yeah, I mean, just having weights. Luckily, I have weights at home, and I'm able to do certain things that other guys can't. It's crazy. I even have to say that. Usually everything's open, but yeah, I mean, and I do homemade workouts too. I've been able to do pushing the truck and pushing the Can-Am, the four-wheeler, holding buckets of rocks, kind of getting creative with it, which is kind of fun. I've been chopping a lot of wood, and really just being outside. I'm looking outside right now. I want to go outside because it's so nice.
Adam says no matter what happens with his football career, he will eventually be back here in the Wenatchee Valley to work and live, he says, because this will always be his home. Well, it didn't take long for DJ Fluker to find a home in the NFL. Fluker was released by the Seahawks over the weekend. Just a day later, he became a Baltimore Raven. In addition, Seattle picked up another defensive back off the waiver wire. Cornerback Jason Stanley is now with the Seahawks after being released by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Stanley originally signed in 2019 with Atlanta as an undrafted free agent out of Georgia. He was a wide receiver then. After failing to make the Falcons roster out of training camp, Stanley spent time on the practice squad with both Miami and the Jaguars this past season. Well, the NFL, NBA, NHL, all professional team sports wrestling with what it will look like as they try to move on in a pandemic. Well, a suggestion being looked at by Major League Baseball could split teams into 3 divisions. The plan, if used, would break up the traditional alignments of the American and National Leagues. It also would cut travel during the coronavirus pandemic. Now, I put together this map on what it could look like in Major League Baseball. You'd have a Western, Central, and Eastern division. Well, the West would be Seattle, San Francisco, Oakland, the Dodgers and Angels, San Diego, Arizona, Colorado, Texas, and Houston. Central division could consist of Minnesota, Kansas City, St. Louis, Milwaukee, White Sox, Cubs, Detroit, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Toronto. Eastern division would include Boston, the Yankees, the Mets, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Baltimore, Washington, Atlanta, Tampa Bay, and Miami. There's also suggestions in order to start play by June or July to have teams playing without fans in Arizona, Texas, and Florida. Baseball officials have told the union what they're thinking of, but no official proposal has been put forward. With Sports News, I'm Eric Granstrom on the NCWLIFE channel. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And as we leave you tonight, a heads up. People using the Leavenworth drop-off brush site will now be charged a flat $20 fee rather than paying based on cubic yards. The Chelan County Public Works Department says the change will allow better social distancing during the COVID-19 pandemic, with only cash or checks accepted and no change given. The drop-off site is available only to people living in the Apple Maggot quarantine area of Chelan County, and it's open Fridays from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Now let's take a look once again at your Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling 7-day forecast. Today, almost record-setting temperatures around the area. Not quite as warm as we get into our Thursday forecast. 66 tomorrow with some windy conditions. We'll get back to the low 70s on Friday and Saturday, but unfortunately the weekend looks wet. Mostly cloudy, a 50% chance of rain on Saturday, a 40% chance of the wet stuff on Sunday morning, and then partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies as we kick off our next work week. 67 Monday and 68 your high temperature on Tuesday. Now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
So I'm thinking maybe, after the show, pop over to my place, a little wine. I got a Montavani album. I got to go. Join me tomorrow on Thursday's edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll have lots of cool things for you to look at and enjoy and forecast and stuff like that. So join me here tomorrow on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley at 7 a.m. Grant, back to you. You still there?
Oh, Dan. And that's going to do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at ncwlife.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
This is Brian Snyder with Black Rock Asphalt Services here in Wenatchee, your local Black Rock seal coat company. Have you looked at your driveway or parking lot lately? Is it gray and oxidized? Does it have cracks that have not been taken care of? Or do you have striping that is pretty much non-existent? Please give us a call locally here, 509-665-9769. Learn more at blackrockasphaltsealcoating.com.
With TV advertising, what we want to do is more deeply connect with the community.
People spot me in different parts around North Central, Costco and Wenatchee, say, hey, you're the pizza guy. And so they wouldn't know that if it weren't for the TV commercials we've done.
We've been here so long that people already know who we are and what we do, but to have that image flash on their television screen as opposed to just hearing it in the radio or seeing it in the newspaper, I just love the fact that we can actually put our finger on when a customer comes in and says, I saw your ad.
It's becoming increasingly difficult in this digital age to know where are your customers listening or watching, because I watch all the different channels that they watch too, like Cooking Channel, History Channel, and so it was wonderful to be able to be on there.
I would say that if you want to do business in Wenatchee, then you should connect with the people of Wenatchee, and there's no better way to do that than with NCWLIFE.
Hey there, Wenatchee. I'm Sean Lee, and I'm inviting you to check out the NCW Movie Guide to keep up on what movies are playing in our town.